Good morning, good morning. Good morning, good morning. Yay. So I want to broach a slightly controversial subject today. It's not really controversial, it's only a challenging subject for people who are still stuck in duality and separation, but for people who aren't, it's very liberating. So if you do have a problem with anything that I say today, it's because some part of you is still stuck in duality and separation. All right, let's get into it. Good morning, everyone. Good morning, good morning. Oh, yeah. No, definitely still hot. If God made a vase, very beautiful vase, would the vase actually, or vase, depending on what part of the world you're from, would the vase or vase second guess its deserving or worth or capacity to actually accurately display flowers? If that indeed is what the vase or vase was created for. And irrespectively of how that vase or vase was created, and whatever its function or purpose is, because sometimes you can have a vase for flowers, sometimes you can have a vase for other things or a vase for other things, but let's just assume that this one was specifically made for flowers, right? There was a floral capacity inherently built into that vase. Well, in that same way, if you were created to express love and the truth of who you are and wisdom and beauty into this world, then why are you second guessing your capacity to do so? If that's exactly why you were created, if that's exactly why you were born, if that's your purpose. So for example, why do we need to continue to engage in techniques and modalities where we continue to reaffirm and just further bolster the idea of separation and duality, based in the false premise that there is some part of our humanity that's wrong or flawed? Why? Why can't we just have an all-inclusive relationship with whatever it is that's flowing through us, the wisdom, the light, the energy, the love, whatever it is? Why does some part of us have to always get in the way of that according to certain people's teachings or certain initiations or ways of moving into expressing in the world? Personally, I'm a bit tired of it because all of these ideas are, quite frankly, antiquated and loosely based in some form of superstition, and fundamentally more of a commentary on the people who are expressing these misunderstandings than they are of the people who participate in them. Of course, if you are participating in the illusion that there is some part of you that's wrong, that the vase was made incorrectly, well then that's on you. My hope this morning is to end every technique, every modality, and every mode or medium of separation that exists in the world. And I'd like to do it in the next 30 minutes. And the reason why I would like to do it is because what is flowing through you is you. The love that's flowing through you is you. The energy, the light, the presence that's flowing through you is you. There is no difference between what's flowing through you and who you are. Now, to say that who you are as a human being is inherently imperfect or flawed, then that is to say that God is an idiot or an imbecile. Last time I checked, God is not an idiot or an imbecile. Last time I checked, there was an infinite perfection that was unfolding in all things. So that means that you are exactly how you need to be to bring love, light, presence, whatever it is, into the world. Whatever that is. And this isn't about the setting aside of parts of yourselves that other people have deemed to be flawed or broken or incomplete. This is about cultivating an all-inclusive relationship with yourself, to where no matter who you are, where you are, and what you're doing, you are able to express whatever's moving through you, and you're able to recognize that that's exactly why you're here. So let's just keep it simple for a second. Let's just say that the whole point to you being a human being, like the whole point of being alive, the big show, the shebang, is so that you can love people. Okay? So then don't you have to then finally realize that you were created perfectly in order to do that? At some point, don't you have to accept that? And step out of the illusion of duality and separation? Or this narrative of being flawed or incomplete or broken? You know, I'll tell you a secret. It is not the technique or the modality that qualifies you. It's not the certificate on the wall. It's you finally allowing yourself to be what you are, what you've always been. And you can apply this to anything. Are you in this moment deserving of love? Yes. Are you in this moment deserving of light? Yes. Are you in this moment deserving of underwear that fits you properly? Yes. Are you in this moment deserving of wonderfully comfortable bed linen, bed sheets? Yes. Are you in this moment deserving of socks? Yes. Wonderful socks. Really comfy, cozy socks. Yes. Are you deserving of everything? Of course you are. And what qualifies you? The fact that you are who you are. The fact that you are who you are. And so, close your eyes and breathe and relax. And just allow yourself to become aware of your every inhalation and exhalation. And all I'm going to do is present the facts. Fact number 1. God made you. God was the only being powerful enough in this universe to have your parents have sex once. Or if you have siblings, fill in the blank. So whether you're an act of nature or an act of creation, the only being in this infinite universe powerful enough to make this happen in either scenario is indeed God or the divine or some higher principle or power. Fact number 1. Tell me when I'm wrong. Have you met your parents? Okay. Fact number 2. Then if everything has an inherent perfection in it, then haven't you been created perfectly to express whatever it is that you've come here to express and share? Of course you have. So those of you that have gotten lost in techniques and modalities have forgotten that you are the modality. That you are the modality. That to be human is to be the modality. That you don't have to learn things. You're not buying into somebody else's belief system or incomplete articulation of reality, most of which is still based in separation and duality, which is why we have modalities and techniques in the first place. That actually you don't need to learn a technique or a modality because you are the modality. So just continuing to breathe and relax and just settling into this very pertinent yet somewhat inconvenient truth for people who are still stuck in duality and separation and who are still living in the illusion that some part of them is flawed. Maybe there is infinite energy flowing through you at all times. Just keep breathing, keep relaxing. Leave me 1 or yes in the chat when you begin to allow yourself to experience that. Maybe there is just an infinite light, love, and presence flowing through you at all times. And why is it flowing through you? Well, because that's what you were created for. For that very purpose. So today, I would like you to accept that you are the modality. Not some future version of you, not some better version of you, not some cleansed or purified version of you, but the version of you that you are right now. And so, there's no such thing as channeling. There are just people who are afraid and insecure. There's no such thing as healing. There are people who are just afraid and insecure. None of these things exist in oneness. In oneness, there is a perfect movement of light, love, and presence through a form, you. And the form also happens to be a part of the perfection and the oneness itself. So when you pivot from needing to learn techniques and modalities into just having the courage to finally tell the truth, wait a minute, I am the modality, then you're free. And this is when something powerful happens. Your connection stops being like a timeshare that you only have access to some of the time, and it becomes a full-time thing. Why? Because no matter what manifestation of human you are actually displaying, you are the modality, even in the midst of that. Leave me a 1 or yes in the chat. Now this is the part that's a bit mind-bending. Because some of you have been brainwashed, hypnotized, and bamboozled into believing that your ego, a fabricated, fictitious manifestation that's based only in your perception, is limiting your infinity. Well, that's just ridiculous. Some of you have been led to believe that certain emotions or certain aspects of yourself are getting in the way. They're not. So what that means is we have an innate perfection in our design, in who we are, and we were created perfectly to be the modality. So then what's our role in all of this? To allow ourselves to be moved around so that whatever needs to happen can happen. You are the modality. So do you understand that with what you're going through in your body, you're the modality? With what you're going through at the level of your mind, you're the modality. With what you're experiencing at the level of emotion, you're the modality. Even in the presence of your feelings, you're still the modality. That you are and always will be the modality. And when you allow yourself to finally just be the modality, then that's the end of everything that's based in duality and separation. Even your participation in spirituality, religion, whatever it is that you're exploring currently. And here's why. Because all of these things were already happening through you. The only difference is that because you were still living in the illusion of being fundamentally flawed, you needed a qualifying moment to prove to yourself that it was happening. There is always a movement of possibility and potential through every human being. The truth is, you don't need a qualifying moment, a moment of initiation, to finally accept the fact that this is going on. So all techniques and modalities are fundamentally invalid, based in separation and duality, and are teachings that are incomplete, based in false perceptions on truth. And this is why we have to evolve. We have to evolve into recognizing, whoa, wait a minute, I'm always embodying oneness. I'm always expressing this light, this love, and this presence. I'm always sharing what I've come here to share. And what I've been doing is disqualifying myself because people have hypnotized and bamboozled me and brainwashed me into believing that there are certain parts of me that are fundamentally flawed or wrong. Really? Since when? What did you do? Fall off the back of a lorry? What happened? God excluded you from the innate perfection? You're not included in the divine order of things? I understand. So the whole need for all of these techniques and modalities and this incessant up-leveling of techniques and modalities is ridiculous. Epic waste of time and money. And the only people who continue to participate in these things are people who don't know who they really are, people who haven't loved and accepted themselves. This is why you have radically and rapidly outgrown every teaching, every technique, and every modality, because you were always beyond it. You were already beyond it. You never needed it. And so here's how it works. It just works. You don't control it. You don't direct it. You don't pre-qualify what you're going to say or do. It just happens. It's all improv. It just all spontaneously happens. You show up, the words come, the energy comes, the light comes, the love comes, and it has whatever effect it's supposed to have. That's it. But after a while, you get to a place where you realize, whoa, I am the modality. If you're an artist, same thing for you. If you're a musician, same thing for you. No matter what you do, you are, in fact, the conduit, the vessel, and the vehicle through which this is happening. So what's happened in the modern world in 2025 is we have set up false hierarchical structures. We have falsely empowered the keepers of techniques and modalities over our own connection to God. That's ridiculous. That's the most ridiculous thing I've ever heard. We have falsely empowered the keepers of these techniques and modalities over our own innate connection to God, to the divine, to love. So, do you understand what I'm saying to you? And I recognize that this is totally inconvenient for you. Because it's so much safer for you to not be the thing that's flowing through you. It's so much safer. Because in the other version of it, there's something else flowing through you, so you have some safety of separation between what's flowing through you and the human being that you are. But that's just insecurity. That's just fear. You don't need a safety net. There is no safety net. It's all just flowing through you anyway. So I want to do something today. I want to end every technique and every modality ever created. All of these techniques and modalities are just different aspects and manifestations of your infinite self. Take a deep breath. So just allowing every separation to end between you and everything that you've been taught you are separate from. Wisdom, energy, insight, light, love, whatever. And today recognizing that actually all of these things are already inherently present within you. Just the way you are. You cutie patooties. Of course they are. That's why you're here. So just allowing yourself to be what they call the healing, to be what they call the channeling, to be what they call whatever. Freeing yourself of the need for the modality, and instead just being the modality itself. Every energy, every manifestation of light, every manifestation of wisdom, presence, it all flows through me. It has nothing to do with me, but it all flows through me. And I have been created perfectly in order to express it in only the way that I can. And in that same way, every energy and every single thing flows through all of you. And you've been created perfectly to express it in only the way that you can. Freedom is already yours. Oneness is already inherently present in everyone. Everybody already has everything. You've just been hypnotized, bamboozled, and brainwashed into believing that it exists more in other people than it does in you, or that some part of you that still exists at the level of your humanity is a point of disqualification. No more. Everybody is always equal parts infinity. Everybody is always equal parts infinite. Everybody. Everyone. So today, take a deep breath. Just settling into it. Whoa. I kind of understand what he's saying. I've been living in the delusion that there's some part of me that's been getting in the way of all of this. Meanwhile, I am all of this. It's all been happening through me. I'm not doing it, but it's absolutely all been happening through me my entire life. Whew. That's wild. Huh. How are you feeling? Let me know in the chat. I'm going to have a sip of tea that's now not as hard as it was when we began this call. And can you see what I'm saying? That the human part is actually a necessary part of the equation. It's not getting in the way. It's necessary. So, do you think now that you can make your connection total and complete all the time? I believe you can. And then everyone's going to receive whatever they're supposed to receive simply because you showed up. And your life is just the excuse to which you get moved around so that whatever needs to happen can happen. So then you are the modality, and there is nothing about you that's getting in the way of anything. And anything that you hold as a limitation is something that you've been hypnotized and brainwashed into believing, keeps you distant from your power. And the reason why that's happened is because people who don't know who they really are have taught you these things and told you these things. But you don't have to let their ignorance become yours. You don't have to let their ignorance become yours. That's not serving anyone. So to continue to perpetuate or participate in techniques and modalities is to continue to perpetuate the illusion of brokenness at the level of being human. Did you hear me? To continue to perpetuate in techniques and modalities, participate in them, is to continue to perpetuate in the illusion of brokenness at the level of your humanity, or incompletion at the level of your humanity. Last time I checked, you're 100% adorable. Created perfectly in every way. Got it? So, take some breaths. No more techniques and modalities, they are forever complete and finished. Now, we're just going to be the modality. We don't need them. We are the mortal instruments through which the infinite weaves its wonderful web of grace. You are the modality. Your humanity is the entry point and the doorway through which all of this is expressed. I have to have this conversation with artists too. And musicians. I'm like, I get it. It's comfortable for you to write songs in the way that you do. It's comfortable for you to make art in the way that you do. But can you please be the human being that you are and show me your humanity through your art and your music? Somehow that's when it becomes infinitely powerful. So while you continue to participate in these things, you are not at infinite power. Once you finally include your humanity in all of it and accept it as the modality, you are infinitely powerful. And it's not your power. It's moving through you, flowing through you, for the benefit of the world. I wish I could find something wrong with you. All of this would be so much easier for me. But you know, no matter how hard I've tried to find some point of invalidation or disqualification in you, I can't seem to find one. All I see when I look at you is something beautiful that God made. Sorry. I hate to break the news to you, but that's all you are. Because let's face it, only God could have gotten your parents to have sex that one time. Laurel, stop typing Om Shanti. Day 1580. Close your eyes and open your palms. You breathe and relax. Good morning, sweet friends, and welcome to another Call to Calm meditation. So much of what you participate in spirituality and personal development is based in separation and duality, and is based in the false premise and misunderstanding that you being a human being is fundamentally flawed and incomplete, which flies directly in the presence of the truth that God is an infinite, immortal, and eternal presence that is omniscient and omnipresent, and that everything is a manifestation of that God, that divine, and that love. At some point, these two truths, the conditioned one that you've been led to believe in, the one where you're fundamentally flawed and incomplete, and you don't stand a chance ever of ever being good enough for anything. And then the truth that's actually been spoken by saints and sages from all traditions since the beginning of time, that there's an inherent perfection in everything, including within you, begin to bump up against each other. And after a while, you get to a place where the illusion, the lie of brokenness and incompletion begins to fall away. In the moment that it does, separation and duality also falls away. And you realize that being human is the only thing that you need to be. And to be how you are and to live the way you're living is the avenue through which grace, light, love, presence, call it whatever you want, expresses itself in this mortal plane. You are the modality. You are the instrument, the vessel, the vehicle through which everything that has to happen happens. That's the whole point of you. I couldn't think of a more perfect person. You know, Michael Beckwith once said something. It really struck me. He said, you know, God doesn't pick qualified people. God qualifies the people it picks. It really struck with me. It really stuck with me. I'm like, what a beautiful expression. You all came pre-qualified and pre-approved. And it's time to step out of the influence of the being hoodwinked, bamboozled, and brainwashed into believing that you need to do all of these things when you already are all of these things. Today marks the end of every technique and modality based in separation and duality, and the beginning of every individual within themselves. Because you, as you are a manifestation of everything that has been flowing through you. Close your eyes, you beautiful human beings, and take some long, deep cleansing breaths. Resting in the awareness of your breath transforms your life into a living meditation. Becoming aware of your every inhalation and exhalation. Seated where you are or laying down, affirming the obvious truth. You are the modality. To be human is to be the mode and the medium through which light, love, presence, music, art, expression makes its way into this world. And that the only thing that's required in order for all of these things to occur is your willingness to show up and be yourself. And even if that's awkward, it's still happening anyway. Today, resting in the awareness of your breath and settling into the truth that being human is not a point of disqualification. You can't edge God out. God is infinite. Emotions and feelings can't get in the way of the light, the love, the presence, the grace. It's infinite. What's going on in your life, in your body, is not getting in the way, because what's flowing through you and moving through you is infinite. You are always connected, always in oneness, always expressing your highest potential, always delivering into the world everything that you're meant to deliver into the world. It's all happening through you, and there's nothing that you can do about it. No more channeling, no more healing. No more trying to become enlightened. No more proving that you are deserving of oneness. No more projecting your power onto others. Today, Everything coming home back to you. And recognizing that you are the human being that you are. The blessing that you are. Exactly the way that you are. Is the avenue through which all of these things express themselves. So today, seated where I am or laying down, I affirm that I am the oneness. Always have been. Being human is not getting in the way of that. That light, love, presence, grace, energy, wisdom, information flows through me. It's always been flowing through me. Being human is not getting in the way of that. That actually, being human, the finite, cannot in any way limit the infinity that you are. Continuing to rest in the awareness of your breath and relaxing into the truth that you are infinite love. That there is always infinite love. That there can only ever be infinite love. Continuing to rest in the awareness of your breath. No longer denying yourself the music, the words, the visions, the art, the inspiration, the creativity, the ingenuity. Always in oneness, always connected, always expressing the highest potential in all ways, through you. Continuing to rest in the awareness of your breath, collapsing all of the separation that's been created around these techniques and modalities and these teachings. And instead, helping you remember and recognize that there is no one or no thing in the way of your own connection to the infinite truth, the same infinite truth that flows through us all. All of your power, all of your authority, all of your sovereignty, all of your deserving, all of your worth, all of your value being returned to you. Every certificate on the wall being burnt in a sacred fire. Stepping into the greatest realization of them all, that you always were, that you always have been, all of these things, and so much more. To be human is to be the modality. And to be the modality is to be exactly the way that you are right now. Anyone who continues to channel or use techniques or modalities or hide behind some paraphernalia is just afraid of their own truth. Or they've been hoodwinked and bamboozled into believing that it could never possibly be them the way they are. Have compassion for them. But do not in any way contribute to their ignorance. Instead, live in the truth. Live in the truth that you're adorable. (24/7, 365) oneness. Connection all the time. Light, love, presence all the time. Everything flowing through you all of the time. That's why you're here. That's the whole point of you being you. Who else could do it better? Take some breaths, and gently and slowly you can bring your awareness back. So to be human is to be the modality, which is why you don't have to participate in techniques and modalities anymore. All you have to do is show up, which is the only thing that you've been doing anyway. And then whatever it is that's supposed to happen is going to happen. Period. The end. There's no longer any reason to channel. No longer any reason to hide behind anything. There's no safety net required. The whole point of you being here is to make infinity possible. Let it. Let everything become possible. You're a beautiful vase. And the flowers are going to look great in you. They're infinite. I hope you're ready. Good. How are you doing? How are you feeling? How are you doing? How are you feeling? Fantastic. In oneness, there is no such thing as healing, channeling. None of these things are real. They are manifestations or interpretations that require separation and duality. And separation and duality requires the false premise or the illusion that in some way you, as a human being, are fundamentally flawed and incomplete, which is a lie. That is the ultimate ignorance. So today, do me a favor. Be the oneness that you are. Be the love that you are. Be the light that you are all the time. Because you are. Because you are. And any moment within which you have a problem with any aspect of your humanity, well, just remember, wow, wait a minute. This is just yet one more thing that I've been hoodwinked and bamboozled into believing is wrong with me. There's nothing wrong with me. My humanity is not getting in the way. Last time I checked, every miracle and every wonderful thing that was ever performed was performed through a human being. Go figure. Mortal instruments. Simply the excuse through which grace makes itself known and felt in this world. That's what you are. Of course, that's what you are. Got it? Good. Group alignment session today. Can't wait. Super excited. Sunday, group alignment session. Super excited. Going to be together in December. Super excited. Celebrating it all means celebrating the oneness that you are. Just the way you are. Yay. Well, happy Wednesday, everyone. Millie, you got your wish. There's no cement mixing today. I was disappointed. It's kind of non-eventful, that meditation. It's so much more fun when we have random construction noises going on in the midst of our meditations. Because we're hardcore meditators. We can meditate next to construction sounds. So anyway, super happy. I think that's everything. Those of you Europeans, I'll see you for the Impact semi-private today. So I'm excited about that. And remember, you are the modality. Of course you are, you adorable human being. Why else are you here? Show up and let everything happen. Just show up and let it all play out, because it all already has anyway. Because it all already has anyway. Give yourselves a hug from me. This one's on YouTube. Spread the word. The age in the era of techniques and modalities is over. The separation and the duality and the ignorance is over. It's time to own the truth of yourself and to be the modality. Take care. Have a fantastic day. Love you all. See you later. Live long and prosper. All the info's on the website.